national anthem performed by VIII.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We ask you to please stay standing for the singing of the anthem of South Vietnam.
Công dân ai đứng lên đáp lời sông núi, đồng lòng cùng đi hy sinh tiếc gì thân sống, vì tương lai quốc dân cùng sông pha khói tên, làm sao cho núi sông từ nay luôn vững bền, dù cho thầy phơi trên cung dâu, thủ nước lại mau đào đêm bao, nổi sông nước biển với cả đàn giải nguy, người công dân luôn vững bền tâm trí, hùng tráng quyết chiến đấu làm cho khắp nơi vang tiếng người nước Nam cho đến muôn đời. Công dân ơi, bao hiên thần dưới cờ, công dân ơi, bao làm cho cối bờ thoát cơn tuần pha vẽ vang, nổi sông dâng gian nghìn năm dòng dòng lạc hồng.
Right now, I would like to introduce to you the masterminds of this event. Please give a round of applause for the conference exec team. My aunt, William, Christine Lane, and Vivian Tran.
Please bear with me because my Vietnamese is not very great. Okay. Chúng tôi xin trân trọng kính chào quý con các và các bạn Chúc mừng năm mới. Hân hạnh chào đón quý vị và các bạn đến với Đại hội Sinh viên Việt Nam Thương niên vùng Mid-Atlantic lần 8. Tôi tên là Nguyễn Xuân Mai Anh, trưởng ban tổ chức của đại hội, và đây là phó ban tổ chức Christine Lê và Vivian Trần. Chúng tôi tân tật cảm ơn những nhà bảo trợ, các thiện nguyện viên, các bạn sinh viên tham dự và quý con cách có mặt trong đêm nay. Quan trọng hơn tất cả, chúng con xin cảm ơn các bậc phụ huynh đã nhắc nhở chúng con giữ gìn truyền thống và văn hóa Việt Nam và đã hướng dẫn chúng con vượt qua mọi trở ngại. Nếu con có sự giúp đỡ của tất cả mọi người, đại hội hôm nay sẽ không thành hiện thực. Chủ đề của đại hội vượt qua cản trở để nói về lòng kiên cường và sự nhẫn nại. Trong cuộc sống, chúng ta gặp phải nhiều trở ngại. Chúng ta phải cần đối diện với khó khăn đó thay vì chân nẻ. Qua chương trình hội nghị này, chúng tôi hy vọng các bạn sẽ tìm ra cái gì đã cản trở bước tiến của bạn và làm thế nào để vượt qua những khó khăn đó. Trong dịp cuối tuần này, tôi hy vọng chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau học hỏi cách vươn lên và trở thành những người lãnh đạo tốt cho cộng đồng. Cảm ơn. Good evening and Happy New Year. Welcome to the 8th Annual MAUVSA Advanced Conference. My name is Mai Anh Nguyen, your Executive Director, and these are your Associate Directors, Christine Lei and Vivian Chen. We would like to thank all of our sponsors, staff, attendees, and guests here tonight. Most importantly, we would like to thank our parents, who are sitting on the first row, who remind us why being Vietnamese American is imperative to our identities and for teaching us to overcome any obstacle in our way. Without all of you, our conference would not be where it is today.
This year, our theme, Breaking Barriers, is all about perseverance and resilience. Throughout our lives, we come across many different obstacles, and though it is very easy to avoid these issues, we must find a way to face them head-on in order to grow. We hope with your newfound skills that you learned this weekend, you can overcome any barrier that may come your way and power through. Throughout conference, we will strive to inspire each and every one of you to come together to learn and grow and emerge through the cracks to be prominent community leaders.
As Christine said, our theme this year is breaking barriers. A barrier can be anything really, and for me, it's my shyness. I remember when I went to my first MAUVSA Advanced Conference, I was surrounded by literally hundreds of unfamiliar faces. But because of UMCP VSA, I had friends who encouraged me to step out of my comfort zone and pushed me to break through my barrier of shyness, which helped me meet and connect with people inside and outside of the Mid-Atlantic region who share my passion for VSA. I'm still a pretty shy person, but just speaking in front of you all today is a really big step forward for me to breaking my barrier of shyness. I encourage you all to think of your next step to breaking your barriers. I'm really excited for this year's conference so that we can break our barriers together.
And now I would like to introduce to you the president of MAUVSA,
I just want to present this to the conference executive team. It's from Senator Mark Warner's office. It just says, "Dear friends, I am pleased to extend my warmest greetings to all who are gathered for the Mid-Atlantic Vietnamese Student Association Advanced Conference. This event provides an opportunity for you to collaborate and have impactful discussions with fellow young professionals from across the Mid-Atlantic. You cannot underestimate the importance of your role in contributing to your communities. You each have innovative ideas and a drive to move your communities forward. My hope is that the knowledge and the personal and professional relationships established at the conference will be helpful as you continue to develop into leaders in your communities. I hope that you find the event inspiring and have success in the years to come. Sincerely, Senator Mark Warner." I'm not going to speak for that long, so you don't have to hear me speak. But the most important thing is that we have to do what we always do is roll call. So get ready, all right? Get ready. I'm going to give you like 5 seconds, all right? Because we're on schedule here. All right. Y'all already know who's first. For George Washington University. Alright, Georgetown. Alright, James Madison University. North Carolina State University. Already? Old Dominion University. Next school, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. My alma mater, University of Maryland, College Park. All right. University of Virginia. Virginia Commonwealth University. Alright, last but not least, you guys are always last, I'm sorry, it's just alphabetical. Virginia Tech. And I can give a shout out to everyone who came out from throughout the U.S. So we'll start with Midwest. tip top of the West Coast, Northwest.
Wrong one.
All right, how about my friends in the South? East Coast buddies, New England. All right, our bordering neighbor, Northeast. The region all the way from the other coast, NorCal. Alright, Southwest. No haters here, so. Saving the best for last. I'm gonna put the mic down because I don't need it. The MHN. Here we go. All right. Thank you. I love the energy. I love the energy. Oh, GC. Okay. Sorry. All right, GC. Yeah, I'm gonna keep mine very short, but this is just a truly remarkable event, man. The staff, they put so much hard work into this event, and raise your hand if this is your first time. Wow! Okay. That's very surprising. I'm not gonna lie. So, this is my 6th conference. But basically, what I just want to say is that, you know, I've been in your shoes before. You know, this is all about you guys, and especially for the first time attendees. Like I said, I've been in your shoes. Everything goes fast paced, but just one thing that I just want to say for the family leaders, you know, they're going to be looking up to you, all right? So, you know, we're going to be counting on you to guide your family members to, you know, network with everybody and just indulge in all the workshop presenters that we have for you guys. This is just a truly remarkable event, and I'm very happy that you guys are here. So, thank you guys very much. Dennis muốn nói cảm ơn cho cái bác với cô rất là vui bữa nay. Dennis không nói nhiều tại tiếng Việt dở quá. Nhưng mà Dennis muốn cảm ơn cho mấy bác cô chú chị em. Cảm ơn rất là vui. Thank you very much, guys. Now I want to introduce our program director, Chuck Fan, to introduce our first keynote speaker.
Conference 8. Tonight, I have the honor of introducing our keynote speaker for the opening ceremony. A refugee of war from Vietnam, Ngo Nguyen Anh Yu received her bachelor's degree from the University of Maryland College Park in chemical engineering and computer science. She also got her master's from American University in public administration, all with honors. She started her career with the United States Department of the Navy and became a recognized expert in her field of high explosive. She is most known for leading a team that created the thermobaric bomb. The purpose of creating this bomb was to defeat terrorist tunnels and bunkers in Afghanistan. From 2002 to 2016, she has achieved many accomplishments, which include but aren't limited to the Director of Science and Technology at the Naval Surface Warfare Center, as well as the federal government senior executive of the Department of Homeland Security. Most recently, in 2018, she started directing all operations research for the Department of Homeland Security. It is an honor to have her here and speak at our conference tonight. So without further ado, please give a round of applause for Ngo Nguyen Anh Yu.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's great to be here, and I'm glad to meet you all. The future of the Vietnamese American community and other communities that make up this great nation. America is so diverse, as our people come from all sort of backgrounds, cultures. So while this great diversity greatly benefits American innovation, those of us who are in the minority do have the added challenge of fitting in, right? As a former refugee from Vietnam, one question I often get asked is how to break through barriers. My answer, it depends. For those inner barriers, meaning those that I put up myself, unconsciously, subconsciously, then the hardest part is to recognize that I'm the one who's responsible. After that, it's about changing my mindset and or behavior. Things get trickier when those barriers are put up by others, over which we have no control over, and we could only hope to manage around them. So I came to the United States at the age of 15, knowing virtually no English. I had always liked liberal arts and had dreamed of becoming a famous author one day. So my dad one day had to sit me down and point out the obvious, that given my very limited English, my best bet to excel in school was to concentrate on math and science. Problem was, I was only lukewarm about math, and I positively hated science. I didn't want to become a scientist, God forbid, not an engineer. So I cried for days, but at the end I had to succumb to reality. So I must be miserable for the rest of my life, right? One assumes. But my story has a happy ending. I graduated cum laude in chemical engineering and computer science. I spent actually my entire career of 36 years today in science and technology, and I'm loving it. I am part of a very small number of Asian Americans already reaching the rank of senior executive, which is the highest rank in civil service. Among the 2 million people being employed by the federal government, only less than half of 1% are senior executives. And of this very small number, only 3.5% are Asian Americans. I'm telling you this not to brag, but to make a point. The point is to keep an open mind. Once I put up a barrier for myself, I refused to consider a career in engineering because I assumed that engineers only deal with facts, therefore it would be utterly boring. I didn't realize that engineers create new things by applying known principles to solve new problems. That's very taxing on my creativity. You see, sometimes we make very important decisions in life without researching all the facts. It's very important to check your assumptions and be mindful of your inner barriers. Many studies talk about women's self-defeat mindset. For example, studies found that men and women generally they react differently to a job announcement that they are underqualified for. A woman might say to herself, I really love that job, but I only have 4 out of the 5 things that they want, so I guess I'm not good enough. And talk herself out of applying. A guy would look at the same job announcement and might say to herself, whoa, this is way too cool to pass, man. I already have 4 out of the 5 things, I'll wing the 5th and see what happens. Is that true, guys? Yeah. First of all jobs will be filled by the best applicant. Keyword, applicant. Second, there's a huge difference between minimum requirements and what they call desired qualifications. Minimum is a minimum. You're not going to get in without meeting that threshold. But desired qualifications are the maximum. Your chance will depend on how good the other applicants are. So make sure you know how to read job announcements and be mindful. Make sure you don't put up barriers for yourself unnecessarily. Okay? Talking about barriers that we unknowingly contribute to. Have you ever felt so frustrated, so misunderstood, so stuck in a conflict because the other side is just not willing to listen to you and just doesn't understand you? So how do we get unstuck in situations like that? Well, in our frustration, it might not have occurred to us that the other side might be thinking exactly the same thing, and they too might feel very misunderstood by us. So how about if we reach out and seek to understand before seeking to be understood? Psychologists say that the need to be understood is so strong for us humans that it's like the oxygen for our brain, for our soul. So by seeking to understand the other side first, we're offering them the best gift of goodwill. In return, they will be more willing to listen to us and finally understand us. Mutual understanding or empathy is not a final answer, but it certainly is a very crucial step toward conflict resolution and bridging the gaps. Okay? Now, many of us have heard of people who finally achieved their goals after many failures because they dared to try one more time. And then we wonder, how did these folks manage not to get discouraged? Maybe because they never saw their previous failures as failures. Think of a nice apple and a boring tennis ball. What if I throw both of them on the floor? The apple will crack, right? What happened to the tennis ball? It will bounce back like nothing just happened. I want all of you to aim to be not that pretty apple, but the resilient tennis ball. Always bouncing back, ready for the next opportunity, no matter how many times you get thrown on the floor. Failure is a label that we often give to disappointing outcomes, like not getting a job that we really like, or not getting that boyfriend or girlfriend that we so desire. But true failures only happen when you fail to learn anything from that disappointing experience to better prepare us for the next opportunity. And there will always be a next opportunity if we are resilient enough to hang on to our dream and stay barrier-free in our mind. Now let's talk about some barriers that are pretty hard sometimes to recognize because maybe we're too entrenched, namely the cultural barriers. One is tardiness. Asians, including Vietnamese, are notorious at being late. How many Vietnamese wedding receptions that you guys have attended that actually started on time? I've attended some that even the bridal party was late. Yeah, we could laugh because all of us are guilty at one point or another, but guys, This is one habit that we absolutely must lose. In the workplace, being late is seen as being rude because we don't value other people's time. Or we're seen as being unorganized, inefficient, or worse, maybe we're having an attitude. Another barrier for me when I first came to the United States is my reluctance to ask questions in the classroom and in the workplace. As you know, in the Vietnamese culture, asking questions might be looked at as being disrespectful because we might be challenging or doubting the other person's knowledge. And of course, there's this fear of looking dumb, right? On the other hand, Americans always say that there's no such thing as a dumb question, remember? American teachers love getting questions from their students because that's a sign of the students' interest on the topic. Likewise, asking thoughtful questions in the workplace, especially in meetings, is a great way to demonstrate your interest, right? And managers, nothing that managers love more than engaged employees. Here's a related thought. Treat your career as a business and tend to it exactly the same way. So two key things. First, constantly improve your products, in this case your job performance, by constantly sharpening your skills and updating your knowledge. Second, advertisement. Let others, especially your boss, know about what you might have to contribute if you're given a chance. Asians are great at it first because we're all hardworking. No problem. Going to night school, get extra training, no problem. Second one is where we really suck at. Somehow, we think that self-advertisement is unethical and embarrassing. Indeed, false advertisement is wrong. Whether you're trying to promote a merchandise or your own skills. But there's nothing wrong with letting others know about our abilities and our interests. There's nothing wrong with inquiring about opportunities for you to stretch and grow. A business will surely die without advertisement, no matter how good its merchandise. Likewise, don't wait to be discovered at work.